That's what I was saying. Again.
You're live. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys. It's Natali and my co-host Dawn from MySoulrenity.com. Thanks for joining us for our first ever live Soulrenity Sunday. This is usually a short spiritual forecast that's founded in intuition to help you reconnect with your serenity. You'll have to forgive us. We've had extreme technological difficulties. This is our first time, guys. So give us some slack, but we're gonna answer questions if you're here.
Yes.
After we're done doing the forecast. August is gonna have a new moon that's gonna bring an abundance of hot energy, and it's gonna have initiative that we're asking you use in a safe way. This is the time for starting something new or re-energizing something that you've put to the side. There's going to be a lot of temptation this month to use this buildup of hot energy in your body. It's going to want to be released spontaneously in an uncontrolled and possibly destructive way. This can hurt you or hurt others, and so I urge against giving into that lower vibration frequency.
Which is good. Yeah, we can use that energy in many ways to be channeled.
So if you can focus this hot energy and turn it into something like passion or creativity, while you talk about love and patience and sort of honor those things within yourself. Think before acting. This is going to help you express yourself through words a lot next month. Get physical if you can. Do some sports, do some dance, have some sex, do whatever feels good for you. Use your intellectual creativity this month. Be really able to get your words across. Like I said, your words are going to be what you use to express yourself next month, okay? This is what's going to help you get the assertive, goal-oriented energy that the hot energy brings, and it's going to help you start some new projects. So try and steer the hot energy. Yeah, we all could use it to promote harmony and cooperation. So if you're doing like a business or you're thinking about personal relationships, try and use harmony and cooperation as the basis for a lot of what you're doing next month. This month, regardless of the energy, it's going to be able to be funneled into positive change and exciting opportunities. Increased freedom and self-confidence are going to allow you to express more sides of yourself that you're not used to expressing to other people, because the energy we put out is the energy we get back. So try and put out that vibrant energy next month so that you can attract that back to you. That's why it's going to be a good time to step outside of your comfort zone and widen your social circle with some new and exciting people and experiences. Try and rely on your intuition, such as getting flashes of insight, so you can be more self-aware, have some creative breakthroughs, and some new discoveries that can be about yourself or about the things around you. It's going to be there for you to sort of pick up on, and you'll notice it. You'll see it when it's there. You'll see new things and new spaces opening up for yourself and for your creative outlet in some way. So this is going to help you break free from any previous restrictions or any kind of boring routines where you've been stuck. It's going to give you a burst of daring energy. So taking risk is going to lead to unique opportunities to experience with new people and new feelings and new experiences. Just follow your instincts next month, okay? Be confident about whatever changes you're making and whatever new projects you're starting. Tune in to your most passionate feelings and desires, and then try and go from there. Because Venus is going to be around, and it's going to add.
Love that.
Yeah, everyone loves Venus. Venus loves Venus.
Venus loves Venus.
Venus is going to add some affection and tenderness to some of the rough edges you might have been feeling. And so we don't like to sound cliche, but this kind of hot energy often brings exciting new romance or impromptu soul connections. Your sex drive might feel like it's increased. You're going to feel better about yourself, your physical attractiveness, and keep an open mind during this time. Try new things that you've not tried before. really try and get in touch with what it is you're feeling or thinking and try to express that to those around you. Try and do it like you have not done it before.
That sounds good. Like this energy is kind of needed for some people who really like to channel their emotions, like to make their creative, tasks. Maybe if they've been suffering through the summer, you get this burst of energy, like around this kind of energy. Whenever it's around, I sort of kind of tap in, and then if I'm being stale, then I usually will go after other people instead of using that energy in the right way.
And we talked about, new romance or soul connection, but this can mean with yourself as well. This doesn't necessarily mean with outside people. This means you can reconnect with yourself if that's what you needed. Your energy always introduces you before you speak. Someone will get a vibe off of you before you ever open your mouth. And so just keep that in mind. You've probably done the same thing. You've probably gone into a room or walked somewhere and thought, I don't really like this person, or I do really like this person. And you don't really know why. That's you picking up the energy of that person. Everything's about energy. Okay. The way you feel around certain people will tell you if this connection needs to be stopped or not. So listen to that within yourself. If you don't like how you're feeling about yourself, you don't like the thoughts you're having, then get away from that. Okay. Don't hang around the negative vibes. We want to keep it all good, hot, positive energy next month. Try and shift your thinking, try and shift yourself into that different space. Okay. So go out into the world next month, confidently show the real you. Tell people what you care about, what you love, and what you really, really want, and decide on what you want, and then use that hot energy to really, really go for it. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Do that.
Don't worry about yesterday or any other day. Just keep looking forward. Okay. Just keep looking forward, guys. And so we're going to take some questions, but in case you don't know where to find us, we're on our website at MySoulrenity.com. We are on Instagram. We have a lot of inspirational posts there at my.soulrenity. We're on Facebook at MySoulrenity. We're also on Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest. Yep. We're everywhere in your webs, and we're here to stay. So if we have any questions, we'll take any. All right. So I'm not sure we do.
Not yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump into the second section of our live stream, where we're going to answer some questions we have possibly on Quora.
Okay.
And if anybody else joins or wants to come in and ask anything, we can just answer them here.
Okay.
So even if no one comes in on YouTube, we can definitely answer any requests we have here. We do have live Quora questions.
We are on Quora. We're on where there's Natali and Dawn. Search for MySoulrenity there. You will find us on Quora answering away.
And for people who see this later, now you know.
Come to Quora. Yep. We answer questions all the time. Even when it's late at night, we still do it.
Yep. We love to provide people with information to help them on their own journey, to get them started somewhere. If you're curious about what the Soulrenity Sunday is, it is Natalie's intuitive energy forecast that she channels herself. And it's something that
we do on the last Sunday of every month.
We do on the last Sunday of every month.
And then Dawn has her My Possibility, which is in the middle of the month. It's always on the 11th of the month. And that'll always be posted. That's Dawn coming in with her awesome energy to give you a mid-month boost, or just to give you some stuff to think about. It's the halfway point between the month. And that's a good time to decide, do I want to keep doing the month the way I was doing it, or should I make some changes, or is there some themes I should sort of look out for? And so the My Possibility is also a great kind of way to pick yourself up in the middle of the month. We're just here to help you help yourselves, guys.
All right. So anybody have any questions? Just say it in the chat. I have a bunch of requests that are
okay, we've got some requests that we're going to read from Quora, and we'll try and answer them. We're just waiting for Dawn to pick one, and then
Mirroring. There's one here about mirroring.
Okay, read any question you want and we'll...
All right, so we have, what is mirroring exactly?
Okay, I'm going to let Dawn take this.
Mirroring, if we talk about it in a context of spirituality, let's go back to more of an everyday concept of what mirroring is. Sometimes we meet people who have aspects of us that they mirror back at us that we either need to deal with, or they reflect, or they're deeper, aspects we haven't even seen. Mirroring can happen on a daily basis with people that you meet. And it's kind of, imagine meeting someone who has a piece of you that is being reflected back at you, even in the opposite. So mirroring can happen on a daily basis with all kinds of people, but mirroring on a spiritual level, if you say meet a soul connection, this would be someone who mirrors exactly what you need and has the exact templates that need addressed in your current state.
Except when mirroring happens like this, it's going to feel like, fuck this person. Yeah. Like, they don't know me. They don't know about me. This person is there to trigger exactly what you need. If you're able to step back, say it's something where you are a patient person and this person is very impatient, okay? And their impatience makes you angry, or maybe your patience makes them annoyed. And you can start to help them mirror you. You can start to be more patient so that they can pick up on that from you, those cues from you, on when it's time to be more patient. So sometimes the mirroring feels like it's something that is going to be annoying or bad for you, but it's mirroring exactly what you need.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
It does. And we all need certain aspects of us. And even if you're really far along in your own, growth, whatever that is that you happen to be doing, there will always be something that's presented to you from reality. You're never fully 100%. You can be at peace, you can be in harmony, but there's always going to be something new to learn from someone else who is reflecting back at you. All right, so that's probably the best way to answer that question. We'll take 2 more questions.
Sure. 2 more questions sounds good.
All right. So someone asked, which spiritual master or teacher is best to advise about twin flames?
Yourself.
You
are your best master. You are your best guidance on twin flames. You can certainly, talk to people like Dawn and I who are conscious coaches. You can talk to spiritual coaches or life coaches, or you can use your own current spiritual practices to try and get more in touch with it. But ultimately, everyone's twin flame journey, in my opinion, is going to be very different. Everyone's going to go through different things. Some people are going to run and chase each other for years. Some are only going to need to do it once. Some people are going to feel like they are just constantly in battle with their twin flames, while some of them are going to feel that same sort of war feeling, but they're going to be doing it together. They're going to be fighting a war together and not against each other. So the best master or guru or guide for your twin flame is ultimately going to be yourself. But if you want help figuring out things along the path, what signs and synchronicities mean, then that's where you can get some people who can help you. And the best people to help you are going to be someone that you trust, or someone that you are intuitively drawn to. People who make you feel like, I want to ask this person a question, and so if you want to, something inside of you is telling you to ask that person or people or site or business, whatever it is, that question, and urging you that way. And you should try and listen to that. It doesn't mean you have to take the advice that they give you. All that it means is that you are being intuitively pulled to that for whatever reason. So your best guru is going to be you. That's going to be the person who's able to at least get the questions from within that you're looking for answers about. And so first, get your questions in order about what you want to know, or what you want to feel, or what you want to understand about the twin flame connection. and then go look, because really you want answers to questions. And so I always think talking to someone, trying to find out, is this my twin flame? Is this not my twin flame? We can't answer things like that.
No.
That's for you to figure out. We don't know who your twin flame is. Only you do, and only your twin flame does. And so we can answer questions that have to do with how to get yourself ready for that connection. Or if you feel like you are in that connection, you're having struggles, then we can help you with the struggles or challenges that come with that connection. But we cannot identify your twin flame for you or help you find your twin flame at all. All we can do is help you. And when you reach a certain level of awareness, you're probably going to attract that twin flame to you if you haven't already.
That's right. Okay. So, last question we'll take is, I don't know if I want to do that one.
Okay, so the question is, why do twin flames separate? Again, we're only talking about our own experience with twin flames. We don't know what everyone else's experiences are. We're not trying to tell you how to do your twin flame experience. We're only talking about our own twin flame experience. That is our disclaimer on most everything that we talk about. Is only our own interpretation of events and experiences that we have had ourselves. We cannot speak about your experience. We can't speak about your neighbor's experience. We can't speak about your cat's experience. We can only talk about your experience. And so for me, when my twin flame and I separated, I was probably the one who asked that question. I was probably the one who was like, why do we have to separate?
What's the purpose?
Yeah, you don't really understand it. And I think a lot of that has to do with, what do we fear the most when we're in any kind of relationship? We fear breaking up, or you know, the loss of that person, the fear that, like, oh my gosh, this person could leave me, stop talking to me, get annoyed at me, or whatever. You know, the whole basis of most relationships is that it's supposed to be good and happy, and you guys are supposed to be there for each other. And so when twin flames get together, it is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game for everyone involved. And we think, at least I think, Dawn will say what she thinks. I think that it is necessary for twin flames to separate. I think twin flames get together and then they trigger all of these things inside of each other. And if they don't separate, they will self implode on each other unless they are both
pretty
actively and hardcore, you know, focusing on strengthening the connection, which is hard to do if you've never heard of this or done this before or been in this situation. It's almost impossible. And so you do need that time to go work on whatever issues are pertinent to just you, whatever twin you are. I'm not going to get into the running, chasing sort of thing. We're each twins, and like, that's pretty much it. And so whatever issues you feel rising up in you that are making it hard for you to communicate or feel or think or whatever it is as it pertains to your twin flame, that's what you need to work on when you're separating. You're separating because if you don't, you will not be able to help yourself reach the place you need to reach in order to connect with your twin flame on another deeper, more meaningful connection. A lot of the times it's a lot of questions we don't want to ask. We don't want to be asked, that the twin triggers in us, or ask for situations. And that's the best time for you to take a step back and separate. And it sounds silly, like, to be together, you must separate. But there's a reason they have the phrase that distance and absence makes the heart grow fonder, because you don't really know what you have until it's gone. But especially with the twin flame, you know exactly what you have, and that's why you want to be there so much. But you might have some things that you still need to work on, and your twin absolutely probably has things they need to work on as well. And we get trapped in that bubble of twin flameness.
Trapped in the label, trapped in the experience, and you're not supposed to stay. This is something I always say. You're not supposed to stay stuck on one aspect of the experience, which would be focusing all your energy into being separate. And the more you focus all of your time, thoughts, emotion on being separate from the other person, you are essentially staying there.
Yeah.
You have to be able to move beyond that. A lot of people call that stage surrender. I like to consider it more like an allowing of what has to be healed to happen what has to help the other person grow. It has to happen. And, you will grow massively. And a lot of people aren't going to like what I'm about to say, but sometimes it's needed because you're meant for something more. There's more for you in your healing path, and you might discover something absolutely different than where you started.
Yep, absolutely. And so, like, why do you separate? Because you need to. That's like saying, why did I get fired from the job, or why did I win the lottery, or why did I? It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter why. All that matters is that you are separated, and you need to accept that separation. And in that time when you are separated, I think it's really important because a lot of people feel like they're getting obsessed or infatuated with their twin. I know that I was worried about that when I first got with my twin. We were very worried. We were codependent or infatuated with each other. And so that separation, it gives you that space to be like, hey, like, even if you think you were, now you're not even together. Yeah. Now you're not even together right now. Now you're separated. So the question anymore, just go about your business and work on yourself. The separation is time for you to work on yourself. Don't sit and think, and I'm saying this to myself as well because I do this. Don't sit and think about all the wrong things you and your twin did. Don't sit and ruminate over what you could have done, what should have been, what you could have said, how it was said, what faces were made. It doesn't matter now. All that matters is that you sit with yourself and you figure out, what can I do to get myself right? What can I do to get myself better? I always use the separation time for self-care, self-awareness. I get into my meditation more heavily. I get into me. I spend that time on me. Yep. So that when my path crosses again with my twin, I am in a different space. I am better than when I left them.
That's separation.
That's separation.
Sometimes it's needed.
It is needed. It's always needed. I don't think you can truly grow as away from each other at some point because you do get stuck in the fantasy and sort of idealism of twin flameness that I think overtakes a lot of people. And so think of separation as a fresh breath of air to keep you in reality, to remind you that even though this seems like it's everything you ever wanted, obviously part. So use that time to find out why you're apart personally, and it has to be personal. Don't worry about what your twin's doing. Don't worry about how they're feeling. Don't do any of this. You just focus on yourself, and when you're ready, that connection will pick back up, and it always feels like no time has passed between when it does that. And so I guess that's all the questions here on YouTube. We have our website, MySoulrenity.com. We're on Instagram at my.soulrenity. We're on Facebook as MySoulrenity. We're on Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, guys. Yep. Just search us online and you'll find us, okay? We will see you next month for the Soulrenity Sunday of September. Otherwise, remember, go for everything this month. Don't be afraid, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm pretty sure that one